Marek Olszewski, co-founder of Celo and CTO of cLabs. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
So Celo is a blockchain for social impact. And more than a blockchain, it's like a whole ecosystem. Can you tell us a little bit about how it works and the development that's happening there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the core tenets for us is designing for all. And so we're very focused on building a platform and helping developers build products on top of the platform that are usable by everyone in the world. And so primarily that means that we're building in a way that is mobile, usable, and scalable. And so mobile is an interesting place to start perhaps because not many blockchains today, even though you can access some of them through mobile applications, they're not really designed in a way that allows you to do so in a fully decentralized manner on your mobile devices. And so we worked really hard to create a consensus protocol that uses ZK snarks to effectively allow you to have a light client that is light enough to realistically run on a mobile device.
Are you talking about any mobile device, or does it need to be a smartphone?
Yeah, so a smartphone, although there are some folks building feature phone wallets on top of Celo, but realistically, there are 8 billion mobile devices in the world with active mobile subscriptions, 6 billion of which are smartphones. And that number keeps growing. So smartphones are plenty. There's 3 times more smartphones than there are PCs in the world. And that includes servers that people aren't even using in front of them day to day. And so the numbers are just staggering. The future is definitely mobile and definitely smartphone as well.
And you're able to reach people from all over. You've got people working in and using your products in Africa, Asia, South America. You guys are definitely a global project. Recently, you launched DeFi for the people.
That's right.
Is what it's called. It's bringing in funds, $100 million, and it's brought on Aave, Curve, Sushi. So, tell me about the impact of bringing decentralized finance, which a lot of people think is really risky, to emerging markets.
Yeah, it's a great question. So, DeFi for the People is a program to effectively create DeFi applications that are mobile first and available for everyone. And so part of that is encouraging people to build in a mobile first manner, but part of it is also making sure that these protocols on Celo have the liquidity that they need in order to provide services with low slippage and with lots of different options so that everyone can use them quite easily. And so that's what DeFi for the People is. The bulk of that $100 million is devoted to incentivizing, providing liquidity for these protocols on Celo. Already, Uniswap, Mula, and Mobius have launched their incentive programs, and it's been very, very well received. There's now just under $1 billion total value locked on the platform, and we only launched this a month ago. And so that makes Celo a top 10 chain in TVL based on DeFi Llama's ranking. And so that's really exciting, and that's before even Sushi launching their program, which they're matching, and Curve launching their program, and Aave launching their program. And so there's a lot more funds coming in, and a lot of really great blue chip DeFi protocols coming onto Celo to offer products that can be used by kind of a wider audience than what they're seeing their users being today.
So I spent 5 years living in East Africa, and there's all sorts of different ways of earning and saving money that people may not be aware of. So, and also ways of sending money. One common use in Africa is mobile money. Big model in Kenya and Uganda and a few other countries where people use their mobile phones to send money. Do you see Celo disrupting some of what's happening there with the telecoms companies?
Yeah, we definitely took a lot of inspiration from M-Pesa and many of these offerings in these markets. I think the idea of using your phone number as an identifier is just so natural to so many people. And it's something that we worked really hard to bake into the protocol. And so we have a way to verify your phone number in a fully decentralized manner with Celo, which allows you to then receive payments and send payments to people's phone numbers, which means you can send them to people in your contact list. So suddenly you don't have to think about public key derived addresses. Everything just becomes a little easier. You just type in people's names in your contact list and you can send directly there. And so absolutely, we took a lot of inspiration. Whether we're competitive, I don't know. I think...
But you can send money for 1/100th of a penny, right? And so that
Absolutely.
seems like it must be competitive.
In some markets, sure. But I think it's a different market that that the platform itself and the people building on top of it are going after, right? So for example, M-Pesa does an incredible job in Kenya for letting people transact day to day. It has incredible market penetration. There's no reason to even compete there. I think the offering is exceptional. But there's a company that builds on top of Celo that allows folks in Kenya to do micro work on their phones. Very popular in these times because you can do it safely without having to risk exposing yourself to COVID. And people earn Celo dollars by performing this micro work on their phones. They get paid frequently, so they never have to worry about not getting paid for some work that they've done. It's instant because it's crypto-based, so they don't have to wait weeks, which they would otherwise have to do. And then, because there's a way to cash out from Celo dollars to M-Pesa, they can cash out on their phone really easily and then transact super easily within their communities. And so that's an example of something that's working really well, and it's purely additive to what's going on with M-Pesa. Another example is Deutsche Telekom, absolutely massive telco, is excited about the potential for using blockchains to send remittances and other things. And so they joined the Celo Alliance earlier this year, and now they're building kind of offerings as well. And so I don't think this is anything that's competitive with telcos. If anything, telcos are excited by this and kind of joining the alliance, joining the community, and working together to offer more offerings using this technology.
And to close things out, you guys had a bit of news this week during this conference. You want to share what that is?
Yeah, so super excited. We announced yesterday that cLabs is joining the Celo ecosystem. cLabs is a brand new company formed by some really premier distributed systems, cryptography, and programming language experts who were previously working on the DM blockchain. And so they now have a strategic partnership with the Celo Foundation, a multi-year partnership to be core developers contributing to the Celo blockchain. And they're working on further improving Celo scalability. So if you think about reaching billions of people, you need mobile, you need usability, but you also need scalability. We already have a really compelling proof-of-stake consensus protocol, but they've been doing some incredible research around DAG-based mempools and around a consensus protocol called Tusk. That's an evolution of something else that's also really cutting edge. And they're bringing that to Celo. So Celo is going to become the fastest EVM-compatible chain by far, I'm sure, with their contributions. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And then on top of that, they're also going to add side-by-side Move support. So Move is a really exciting smart contract language that is Rust-derived and offers some really interesting kind of safety properties. And so they're going to add that as well as a side-by-side offering so that people can write in Solidity or they can write in Move. And then finally, they're on the topic of usability, they're also adding work around key recovery. So there's a really interesting protocol called kelp that allows you to recover your funds even if you've completely lost your private key. And so if you think about a future where you have billions of people using self-custodial wallets for their day-to-day activities, key recovery is going to be a very important topic. It already is an important topic. It's only going to be more important. And so already we have some work we're doing around smart contract wallets. Using phone verification is one of the factors that lets you recover funds from a smart contract wallet. and they're going to do something around full private key fund recovery through a really interesting protocol. And so that's also really exciting.
All right, so lots more development coming to Celo. Marek, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.